guys, so today's video we're gonna talk about Kaspa, as we have some interesting consolidation going on here in this triangle shaped consolidation. What usually happens here, what should you expect from the Kaspa price, as well as we have some interesting news here going on with Solana, as well as Michael Saylor acquiring even more Bitcoin here, which all are very interesting news here happening in the crypto space. So let's get into it here, guys. Now, first of all, we want to talk about our lovely Kaspa and what's going on here in the chart. Now, recently Kaspa has seen a huge rise, guys. Now, since we broke out of this double top here, or that previous all-time high on Kaspa, we've seen Kaspa rallying almost 200%, which is a 2x pump. Now, we need to understand this price action so we understand what to expect next here. So here, guys, there are two camps of people here. There are those that are way in profits, because now we can all agree that here 90% of people are in profits, right? So 90% of people are in profits that got into Kaspa here throughout this whole pump that we've seen here. Now, if we look at the volume, we can see as well that we've seen some volume spiking right here. So the highest volume we've seen is here. So that also indicates that the majority of people got into Kaspa around these levels, around that 5 cents level. And here again, we're seeing another spike on the volume here, on those recent highs that we are looking at right now. Now, since 90% of the people here are in profits, now a lot of them are going to be taking profits here, guys. A lot of them are going to be taking profits, because we should take in consideration here, guys, that Kaspa has been on a massive run. So this is almost at 10x, and a lot of whales here are going to be in profits. And now the second camp of people here, guys, is the ones that are recently getting introduced to Kaspa and are looking for dips to get into Kaspa and get some Kaspa here. Now, we need to understand here, guys, that Kaspa has proven to be this strong altcoin, and in my opinion here, guys, Kaspa probably could be that next top layer 1 coin, or probably gonna make it to the top 10 cryptocurrencies in the bull market. That is why Kaspa here is so bullish, and I do consider any dips here a buying opportunity on Kaspa. Now, in my opinion here, guys, from what it looks like, we are probably gonna get a dip sooner or later on Kaspa. As we can see here, this recent spike on the volume here, if we zoom in here, we can see a recent spike on the volume, and that is due, guys, to a lot of people taking profits here. So you need to understand that Kaspa made a run of almost 10x, thousands of percents here, and people that got in way early, the whales, and people that got into that fair launch are way into profits here, and it just makes sense to get some profits here off the table. Now, as we recently today, guys, we have some major news, right? So we have yesterday FTX proved to liquidate its 744 million in trust assets, and today we just seen a huge transaction on Solana, which is worth 124 million USD. Now, Solana is one of the largest holdings that FTX have. This news here caused Solana here to dump today, but as well we have Michael Saylor, that Bitcoin Chad, buying again more Bitcoin. Now, for some reason, guys, whenever Michael Saylor buys Bitcoin, we get a dump in the market. I do not understand why. If anyone knows the reason, please leave it in the comment section. We would all be real happy to know why this happens. But anyway, this always happens, guys. My understanding is a lot of people are tracking Coinbase buys, because Coinbase is mostly where most of the whales buy Bitcoin, and whenever they see a large buy happening on Coinbase, they think it's a new whale or some new institution is getting onto Bitcoin. But whenever Michael Saylor announces that it was him, now people again lose that hope, and we see this reflected in the price action on Bitcoin. Now, as well, this brings us to Bitcoin, which Bitcoin as well here seems to still struggling with this resistance, which is around that 38k, which brings us to Kaspa. Now, Kaspa as well here seems to be topping off, and that's as well add to why people are taking profits here, guys. Now here, guys, this means the second camp of people that are now interested into Kaspa and are looking into buying Kaspa are probably gonna get a dip on Kaspa here before that major rally. So if we look at the Kaspa price action here, guys, whenever we see dips on Kaspa, how much Kaspa does dip usually? So here we've seen Kaspa dipping almost 30%, and then here we've seen Kaspa recent major dip, we've seen Kaspa dipping around 36%, which here, guys, if we see a 30% or a 35%, guys, here on Kaspa here, on a dump on Kaspa here, this would get us right into that 10 cents level, and then we could see continuation to the upside here. And if we head toward that coin market cap, as we can see here on the daily, Kaspa is seeing some red going on here, still standing around that $2.8 billion market cap. Now here guys, with the recent Solana FUD or bad news going on here with Solana, as FTX now is approved to liquidate 744 million in trust assets, and we all know that FTX is a big holder of Solana. Now as we're here today, we've seen around 2 million Solana sent to Binance, which is worth 124 million USD. Now this is nonetheless pretty bearish here for Solana, so we're probably gonna see dump here on Solana. So how this relates to Kaspa, guys? Now Solana is one of those competitors to Kaspa, and here this would shine more light into Kaspa here. If Solana here sees further downside, or as well if Solana here starts topping off, and here guys, usually in the crypto space, what people usually do is they buy one coin, like let's say Solana, around $20, and when Solana is at $60, major whales are gonna be selling, and then they're gonna be looking into the next project, and they keep trading and money keep rotating that way. Now Kaspa is that upcoming layer 1 solution that is slowly making its name in the space. Now I'm guessing a lot of that Solana gains or profits are gonna go into Kaspa here sooner or later, as Kaspa is slowly making name for itself and still pretty much undervalued at 2.8 billion. But I mean undervalued to most whales, looking at Kaspa standing at 2.8 billion, while Solana here is standing at $25 billion market cap. Now as we can see here guys, what usually happens is people taking profit from Bitcoin ETH, those profits goes towards BNB, XRP, then Solana, then it keeps going down. So probably we're gonna see Cardano next, and then probably Dogecoin, and then that liquidity keep flowing down. Now Kaspa is pretty much positioned into that layer 1 game here in the crypto space, and as I said guys, if we see any major dips here, this is gonna be very bullish. It's gonna be a healthy correction, and as well it's gonna motivate a lot of those sidelined whales to get into Kaspa before sending it even higher. So for the midterm here, we could say that Kaspa could still see major upside. As we are still holding this uptrend here on Kaspa, we are gonna see even more upsides sooner or later here on Kaspa. But the point here guys is a lot of people are sidelined here, and a lot of people are waiting desperately for a dip. But here we can see Bitcoin is not giving any dips so far here, and as I said, my opinion still stand is that Bitcoin probably is still gonna have to go toward that 40k before we see any further dips to the downside, and this is where we're gonna get these major buying opportunity in the crypto space before we see that halving year, before we see that huge bull market rallies, that parabolic rise to the upside that everyone is waiting for here. So far here guys, that's my opinion here on Kaspa. I do think we're so slowly here topping off, with the volume here spiking slowly, indicating a lot of profit taking here around these levels, and any dips here are going to be major opportunities here on Kaspa. So here we're going to wrap it up here guys. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comment section. You can as well join my Discord, link in the description for those that are interested, and for those that are trading derivatives, check out FairDesk. There is a huge bonus going on right now, up to $35,000 bonus on your deposits. You don't need no KYC, no VPN to trade on this exchange. I'll leave you the link as well in the description for those that are interested. Now again guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and remember, nothing is financial advice, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.